For my senior project, I decided to build a small stream in my backyard. This was a very difficult project for me because it required a lot of physical labor as well as a lot of planning and organization. But I knew I wanted to take on this challenge because I knew that if I needed help, I could get it from my family. I decided to do this because my family for 17 years has tried to grow a lawn in our backyard, but we have been unsuccessful. If it was ever green, the lawn was full of weeds, and then my dad would spray the weeds with Roundup, which would leave big brown ugly spots in our lawn. My mom finally became tired of having an ugly lawn and wanted something new. I suggested building a stream and then decided to do it for my project. I started on my project by taking a picture of my back lawn and editing it on my paint program to design the way I thought the stream should go. I then went out to my backyard and outlined the stream in flour. For about a week I adjusted the way the stream went until the flow and shape were the way I wanted and they looked good. I then used spray paint to permanently outline the stream. In order for the stream to work, I would need to dig a small trench, line it with sand, and then carpet and rubber liner. The carpet is to protect the rubber liner from punctures from rocks from below. I would then put gravel rock on top of the rubber liner to disguise the rubber and make it look like a natural stream. Larger rocks would also line the sides of the stream to also help it look like a natural stream. The finished stream would consist of recirculated water that would be brought to the top using a pump. Before I could do anything, though, I knew I would need some help. I found a great mentor and also had the help of a nursery and my family and friends. I chose Mark Soares, my swim coach, because he has his own horticulture consulting company and he also writes an article for the Record Searchlight on homes and gardens. I chose him because he would be able to help me decide which plants that I could use that would be able to survive the local climate. He also gave me a great deal of support and guidance along the way in building my project. Another great resource for me was my mom's friends, Phil and Pam Watson. They were a great resource because they had also built a backyard stream and gave me some great tips and advice. They explained to me things that went wrong with their project and how I could avoid some problems myself. For example, they had to replace their rubber liner because they did not completely bury it and the sun rotted it away. They told me to completely bury my liner so that I would not have the same problem. I started my project by adding dirt to where the ground needed to be raised. I then dug a trench along the spray painted lines that I had marked off earlier. I ran into some problems at this point because it started to rain, which made the dirt heavy and hard to work with. I still worked in the rain though, it just took longer than I anticipated. After I finished digging the trench, I lined it with sand. Before I could go any further, I needed to determine how to place the rocks that made up the drops in the stream. After that, I put carpet down on top of the sand. When the carpet was all laid out, I started to lay out the rubber liner. The liner was held down by large rocks on the sides of the stream. It was at this point that all of the physical labor started to make my leg hurt, and I had to call upon the assistance of my parents to help me. They then had to do most of the physical labor while I took up a manager. For my community service, I helped to make angel ornaments out of beads and then helped to sell those ornaments. I also took the ornaments around town to businesses and asked if they would sell them for me. All the proceeds from these sales went to the Wings of Angels Foundation, a local organization run by Donna Ariza that helps families who have children with life-threatening illnesses. I also helped to cook for and organize a bake sale that was held at City Hall. I helped cook over 40 pounds of fudge, and I also helped to cook brownies and cinnamon rolls. In total, I helped raise $750 for the Wings of Angels Foundation. I know firsthand that the money will go to a good cause because Wings of Angels has helped my family. I am really proud of myself for having finished this project because the end result turned out even better than I thought it would. Now I have something pretty to look at in my backyard and something I will remember and something my family will have for the rest of the time that they live in that house. I'm glad I chose this project because of its permanence, and I would suggest to future seniors to choose a project that they would remember and be able to look back upon in the future. I know I will always remember this as a difficult time in my life, but I realize that with the help of my family and friends, I can and will overcome anything. P.S. Cancer sucks.